And then we had a rigged election. No other president's taken it on. And so China is, they say the market's spoken. China is right now taking a big hit because everyone knows we're right. The market has spoken when they look at the fact that we have $1 billion trade deficit. When you look at the trade deficit that we have with certain countries, way over $1 billion per country.
Did Trump just throw his biggest supporter under the bus? Elon Musk lost a whopping $26 billion after Trump's tariff announcement, and now the Tesla CEO is scrambling to save face on national TV. Remember when these two were best buddies? Well, that friendship just crashed harder than Tesla stock. Musk donated $360 million to Trump's campaign, and this is how he gets thanked? Talk about the world's most expensive friendship breakup. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. Ever wonder what happens when a billionaire's bromance goes bad? Well, grab some popcorn because this one's a doozy. Picture Elon Musk at a press conference, sweat forming on his forehead as reporters bombard him with questions about Tesla's nosediving stock after his buddy Trump's tariff announcement. Mr. Musk, your company lost billions in market value overnight. Any comment? Poor Elon, standing there trying to find anyone to blame besides his MAGA hat-wearing pal.
Even when the things that we are cutting make no sense at all, it still gets a lot of opposition. But nonetheless, we get accused of all sorts of things, but we are extremely transparent, and we're only cutting the most obvious, terrible expenses that make no sense.
They have a surplus of at least $1 trillion a year. I think it's like $1.1 trillion. And I want that solved. And no other president's taken it on. I had to take it on the last time. Just to back it up. You were there. I won.
What's your handicap these days?
Very low.
It must be those darn alien short sellers manipulating the market. Or maybe it's those pesky sunspots interfering with our factory robots. Anything but admitting his political bromance is costing him a fortune. And then there's the actual footage of Musk trying to explain his position without directly criticizing Trump. I think you need to be careful with tariffs, he said, looking about as comfortable as a cat in a bathtub. Companies are more than happy to increase manufacturing in America. It's just that you can't do it instantly. Translation, help. Trump's policies are killing me, but I can't say that out loud. Meanwhile, take a look at Tesla's stock chart. It's not just a dip, folks. It's a full-on cliff dive that perfectly lines up with Trump's April 2nd tariff announcement. What a wild coincidence. It's almost like announcing massive trade barriers might affect a company that relies on global supply chains. Who could have possibly predicted that? Oh, right. Literally everyone except Elon. Trump basically took his biggest tech supporter and threw him under an electric bus. These tariffs hit Tesla right where it hurts, in its intricate global supply chain. And the kicker? Trump knew exactly what he was doing. He knew Musk was one of his most visible supporters, and he went ahead anyway. That's like borrowing your friend's car and returning it with no wheels, saying, "I thought you'd be fine walking."
And if that means leaving the EU, it means leaving the EU. The attacks, the terrorism, the killing of innocent people is rising. Every week there's more, and it's more and more, and eventually I think we're going to see widespread slaughter. But we're very transparent with the Department of Government Efficiency. So any action that we make, we post on the doge.gov website and we post on our X account. So it's extreme transparency.
And then we had a rigged election. No other president's taken it on. And so China is, they say the market's spoken. China is right now taking a big hit because everyone knows we're right.
It's very difficult to reduce the size of the bureaucracy and government spending. It comes with immense opposition.
Breaking news. Local billionaire discovers actions have consequences. More at 11. The world's richest man just learned that friendship with Trump comes with a price tag. And that price tag is apparently about $26 billion. That's not pocket change, even for Musk. Imagine losing the entire value of Snapchat over a weekend just because your friend decided to play economic chicken with the global market. The financial bloodbath wasn't just bad for Musk. The world's 500 richest people lost more than $500 billion in just 2 trading days after Trump's announcement. But Musk got hit particularly hard, with his personal wealth shrinking by a jaw-dropping $31 billion in those same 2 days. That's like losing a Fortune 500 company before your morning coffee. What makes this whole mess even more delicious is watching Musk try to thread an impossible needle. He can't support policies that are actively destroying his company's value, but he also can't criticize the guy he just backed with a mountain of cash and public support. So instead, we get this awkward dance where he tries to criticize tariffs in the abstract without mentioning the tariff-loving elephant in the room.
I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation, effectively creating a free trade zone between Europe and North America.
The market has spoken when they look at the fact that we have $1 billion trade deficit. When you look at the trade deficit that we have with certain countries, way over $1 billion per country. Hundreds of billions of dollars a year we lose with China, and unless we solve that problem, I'm not going to make a deal. Now, I'm willing to deal with China, but they have to solve their surplus. We have a tremendous deficit problem with China, but with China it's $1 trillion, and we have to solve our trade deficit with China. We have $1 trillion trade deficit with China.
I think companies are more than happy to increase manufacturing in America, Musk stammered before adding the key part. It's just that you can't do it instantly. He even pointed out it's literally impossible to move 1,000 tons of equipment overnight. No kidding, Elon. That's what economic experts were saying before you jumped on the Trump train. And there's our tech titan, trapped between his political allegiance and his business interests, trying to explain basic supply chain realities to a man who thinks trade wars are easy to win. Musk even tried making personal appeals to Trump to rethink the tariffs, probably hoping their friendship would count for something. Spoiler alert, it didn't. The irony is thicker than Trump's makeup. During the election, Musk was practically Trump's biggest cheerleader, going all in on Trump's policies. Now he's watching his wealth evaporate faster than logic at a MAGA rally, all while trying to maintain the increasingly uncomfortable smile of someone who's just realized they've made a terrible, terrible mistake. It's like watching someone slowly realize they've just paid $360 million for a front row seat to their own financial execution. That's what Musk's campaign contribution bought him, a chance to watch his Tesla empire take hit after hit, while the man he supported gleefully swings the hammer. So here's the real kicker in this Musk-Trump saga. After handing over $360 million to support Trump's campaign, Elon's reward was watching his old pal implement policies that sent his companies into a nosedive. Talk about an expensive lesson in political loyalty. What we're seeing is classic Trump behavior, embracing allies until they become inconvenient, then treating them like strangers on the street. I hardly know the guy that will probably be Trump's next line about the man who was once his biggest cheerleader. This cautionary tale proves that even when you're the richest guy on the planet, you're still not immune to getting trumped. Billionaire or not, Trump's loyalty has always been a one-way street.